NFL brings us to Music City. Welcome to Nashville, Tennessee, and Nissan Stadium on the shores of the Cumberland River. Cameron Dicker has the ball teed up as we get underway. And off we go from Nashville. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That caught Tony Pollard.
All right, so there's really three areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel in. Number one, the traditional handoffs. Number two, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
They'll run it with Tony Pollard. Pollard, first down and more. And they will finally run him down up near midfield.
I think it's clear this is something this offense wants to major in, the ability to run the ball effectively against this defense. And after that big gain, you have to imagine they're going to come back to it and dare him to stop it.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. They'll go back to Pollard on first down, and they'll take this down inside the 35.
Let's give some love to the big guys up front here, Mike. The offensive line is looking good here early to start the game. A couple nice big explosive runs. Expect them to continue to lean on the big guys up front as the rest of this game unfolds.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
Back to throw. Quick throw, out wide. It's caught. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play. Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this fourth down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
What a call on this opening drive. They're going to go for it on fourth down. Now, faking the give. That is incomplete. They took a chance throwing it on fourth and short, but not to be, and they'll turn it over on downs. They'll start this one with a three tight end look. They'll run with the second-round pick in the April draft. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. He'll inch forward for maybe a yard. The linebacker, Cody Barton, in on the tackle. Here now, 3rd and 5. Shotgun now for Herbert. Open man is the tight end Disley. 10 yards the gain on the pitch and catch. It's good for a Charger first down.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
And that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing it and dropping him for a loss.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
They'll stick with him again. And he'll work his way past the 40. He's tackled after a gain of 4. Third down and 9. From the gun, it's Herbert. He's got the open man. That's McConkey. And he will go all the way. Matt McConkey. Touchdown, L.A. Third down. My focus, Greg, was on picking up the first down. Forget that. They go down the field and in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't think it was just your focus, Mike. I think in this case, it was the defense's focus. They're so worried about where that first down marker was that they allowed them to get that ball up and over the top for the deep strike touchdown.
After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Titans offense ready to possess the football for the second time. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Pass complete. He's got Calvin Ridley. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
So after one, the Chargers out to the early lead. And we're back in Music City after this. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Tony Pollard, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. And it'll bring up second down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to third down. He'll drop to throw. And this ball incomplete on third down.
We're starting to see a lot of this on third down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these third down conversions. So you know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball. And in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up fourth down.
On fourth down, the longtime special teams ace, Johnny Hecker, on to punt. Back deep is Darius Davis. The Chargers offense ready for their second possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. He'll work forward for a couple. Xavier Woods there on the stop. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. To the left side, catch made by McConkey. And he's out of bounds, up beyond the 40-yard line. Remember, he had the touchdown on the opening drive, and here on drive 2, he gets a 1st down with that catch. Here's Herbert. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
They'll send their tight end left. On 2nd down, here's Herbert. That's complete to the TCU man, Quentin Johnston. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
He connects with Disley. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
That's a short one taken in by Conklin. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. Try to pick this one up on the ground. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. And the Chargers have the 1st down.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them 5. Following the penalty, they'll run it. He'll get maybe 4 there. It'll bring up 2nd and long. Now, Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
Throwing is Herbert on 3rd down. That one taken in. Ladd McConkey. Touchdown Chargers. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. A safe kick taken at the 5. A good return as he takes it across the 30. Out comes the Tennessee offense. They get set to see what they can do. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll look for Pollard out of the backfield. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 36-yard line.
He'll look to throw. Now, a deep ball here for Ridley. That one incomplete. They can't hook up there, and that incompletion takes us to the 2-minute warning.
As this offense continues to put anything together and score some points, they need to just take a step back. They need to say, okay, we've struggled here in the first half putting points on the scoreboard. Don't worry about chasing points. Let's chase first downs. Let's chase completions. Just start building something small, and oftentimes when you take that approach, it snowballs, and next thing you know, you find your groove.
He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a 1st down.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. That's complete to Lockett outright.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Once again, right back to Lockett. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the 2nd quarter.
Here's a timeout, Tennessee. It'll be their 2nd as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the 1st half. What an important sequence this is, trying to get one of those scores back before halftime in a great spot. 1st down and goal. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete. He was seeking the veteran Tyler Lockett there, and it'll bring up 2nd and goal.
So instead of celebrating a touchdown, he's just heading back to his huddle trying to keep his head up as everyone kind of looks at him sideways. If that ball hits your hands at this level, you've just got to make the catch.
It is brought in the end zone. Alvin Ridley, touchdown Tennessee. Tight spaces down there, things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Chargers offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Now it's Herbert. Now a ball thrown deep for Johnston. And he's going to take this one all the way. 71 yards. Touchdown, Chargers. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. He'll start at the 4. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Titans offense going to get it one final time in this first half. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Looking middle, and he's got Ridley. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. The Titans offense going to take over just before the half. They've got great starting position with a short field as they try to get back in this one. It is 1st and 10. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
A 59-yard attempt.
And that is no good. He missed it. And they do not cut into the deficit.
Man, that would have been such a nice boost for this group going into halftime. The snap was good. The hold was good. He just couldn't quite get it through the uprights.
3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. This drive will start on the ground. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they get the timeout. Here's Cameron Dicker now on for the field goal. This officially a 58-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will stay a 2-possession game. So we hit halftime, and the visiting Chargers are on top, as we'll send you down to Orlando now, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Here's Darius Davis to return it, and he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Chargers offense going to have the first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. Here's a run to begin this third quarter, and he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. The linebacker, Cody Barton, in on the tackle. Second down and 8. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. The linebacker, Cody Barton, in on the tackle. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Johnston motioning over. Herbert going to try to throw on 3rd down. That's over the middle and take it in. He's got it. Give him 14 on that one. 1st down, L.A.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success. Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Throwing is Herbert on 3rd down. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. 2nd time they've connected on the drive, and this one goes for 17 yards.
That's just such a tough throw. I mean, that's all arm. Being able to get your body turned and throw back across your body. I mean, it's one thing if you're just throwing it a couple yards to a check down, but in this case, he's still willing and able to push the ball downfield, and there does come some danger.
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
Makes the score Chargers 28, Titans 7.
After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Titans offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this 2nd half. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on 1st down. Right away, they'll set up to throw. This one is caught downfield by Ridley. That one good for 29.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Calvin Ridley was the intended receiver, and it'll bring up second down.
I could sit up here all day, Mike, and we could talk about the missed throw, but I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved the touchdown along the way.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's got it inside the 5. And he is going to be out of bounds. It's a gain of 29, and it's first and goal.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the second-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually is. I'm thinking, Mike, they might have had a little tendency on him or been tipped off pre-snap because it seemed to me like that defense was just ready and waiting for the jet sweep. There wasn't a whole lot he could do. He takes the loss.
Back to throw. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
Third and goal. This is caught toward the side of the end zone. Tyler Lockett, touchdown Titans.
We were talking during the break, Mike. We felt that this was kind of a do-or-die drive. They felt like they needed to come away with the touchdown here, and now they're showing a little life.
Yeah, a little bit of belief, don't you think? Everyone on that field knows they've been a part of a comeback before. It's a pretty big mountain, but a good way to get started here to begin this half. The touchdown. Here's Sly to kick it away. Now return coming from the 7. Oh, he's got room past the 30. What a great return. All the way down to the 40-yard line. So now here comes the Chargers as they get set to take it over once more. They'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. From the gun, it's Herbert. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Glad McConkey, the one he was looking for. And that will lead to a second down.
I'm not sure if it's this big lead or if it's just this second half pressure getting to him, but that's just a careless throw by the quarterback, and don't let this lead fool you. Throws like that can change this game in an instant, and this defense knows they gave him one, and they let him off the hook.
Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, It all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
It takes a certain guy in that slot position to be willing and able to go across the middle of the defense on those in-breaking routes. You can tell this guy, he doesn't care. He is fearless going across the middle, and he's able to secure a nice catch.
A run now on 2nd down. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a first down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst, they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
So both teams trade touchdowns in that frame as we get through the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. Play action now. It's Herbert. That one is caught in the back of the end zone. Ladd McConkey. Touchdown. And, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed. So replay's going to take a look at this one and make sure it is good for 6. Dicker now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Chargers will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter.
Titans 14.
After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. This taken at the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The home team's offense headed back to take over once more. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And the coverage right there. This ball knocked away. It's incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. 12 yards on that hookup. That's good for a Titan 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. There's Jefferson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. He'll drop to throw. Lockett brings it in out wide. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
They give to Pollard on the option. They'll be brought down. Short pickup. It's at the 26.
He was brought down at the 26. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's a 2nd and 9. Now they'll set up to throw. There's Lockett for the catch. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
The tight end, Okonkwo, is in motion. Open man, right side. He's got it. And it looks like he's going to have a first down. Nothing fancy there. Short completion, but it yields a fresh set of downs.
So on these play calls, Mike, on 3rd and inches, typically how it goes is we're going to try to take a shot. Then there's a medium zone option. And then the last resort is just pick up the first down with something underneath and get that fresh set of downs. So in this case, he settles for the underneath throw, but it's still enough to pick up the first down.
2nd and 2 at the 6-yard line.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, we all know the running joke, right, Mike? If this guy could catch, he'd be playing offense. And, well, I think that's kind of a joke for the past. These defensive players are incredible these days. That's just too easy. You've got to secure that interception for your defense and get off the field.
Now, on 3rd and 2, they'll try and throw for it. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
What an impressive drive this has really been, and it's a combination of big plays and 3rd down conversions. Now after that last 3rd down pickup, it's 1st and goal. They got a chance to finish this really.
That is caught side of the end zone. Alvin Ridley, touchdown Tennessee. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick.
Onside kick.
Well, that recovery certainly makes things a little more interesting, but you're still down 2 possessions, so you've got to work fast, score quickly, and then line back up and recover another one.
Here is 1st and 10. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. They'll drop to throw. He's going to look deep here, looking for Lockett. That's going to be incomplete. They cannot hook up there. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running...
And he's going to go down. The pressure, once again, too much. And that should wrap this one up. A run. Here's Harris. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. The Titans will use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to the second down play. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Here's a timeout, Tennessee. That'll be their second. They'll talk things over before third down. They run it over center with Harris. And he is going to have the Chargers first down by about a yard. They find a way to convert on 3rd and 5. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. He is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So it's a win for the visiting Chargers. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one.